And we're live. Dope. All right. Hey, everybody. This is the Ego Death listening party. So, for those who are just stumbling on this for whatever reason, Ego Death is my second album that I've ever released. Just dropped 2 weeks back. And today, I decided I would listen to the album with everybody here. Just go through song by song. And after each song, I want to share something about it, describe what the process of making it was like. And all that sort of stuff. So I'll give it another minute or two before we start. But yeah, this should be exciting. And I will add, if you're watching this after the fact, I will add timestamps in the description or something like that, so you can skip ahead through the boring stuff. And I'll just add a timestamp for every song. But yeah, so I guess before we get started, I'll just say a little bit. Yo, what's up, Thunderlight? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh, looks like we got 6 people watching. Cubing in the Rain, how's it going? Welcome. Dope. So I'll just talk a little bit about the album as a whole and what you can expect during this stream, I guess. So we're going to be going through song by song, one song at a time, and we'll listen to it in full, which is possible because they're my songs, so I don't think I'm going to get in any copyright trouble. And yeah, so we'll just go through and listen to the entire song, and then afterwards I'll talk a little bit about what the process in making it was like, and maybe I'll break down some of the lyrics or something like that. One thing that I'm not going to do too much is really, delve into deeper meanings of the album as a whole. And there are sort of 2 reasons for that. One is that I think, this album is a concept album. There is a story to it. And I think that's kind of fun for you as the listener to sort of figure out for yourself. I always feel like when I'm listening to music, it's kind of weird to have that stuff spoiled for me. I would kind of like to be able to figure it out on my own. And then the other thing too is I feel like when you do figure out the concept of an album sort of on your own and really understand all the nuances, then you sort of create your own meaning too. And if I put what my intended meaning is on it out there, then that sort of debunks any sort of viewer created or listener created meanings. And I don't want to do that. I think whatever people take away from this album is dope. And I want people to be able to do that for themselves. Thank you, Cubing in the Rain, for the compliment. What's up, Elijah? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we have 7 people watching now, so I think we might as well just get started. We're gonna start with a song that I think is the song that most people would have heard from this album. If you've only heard one, you've probably heard Spaceship. So I have the lyrics right here on the side, and I'm gonna be scrolling through them as we go through the songs. I may get distracted at some points and forget to scroll. If I do that, my sincerest apologies. But I'm going to try my best. And yeah, so let's just listen. And then after this song, I'll give it a little bit of a breakdown. And if you have any questions looming in your head, if you've heard the album before or whatever, and you have some thoughts or questions, feel free to ask them. And I'd be happy to answer anything that comes to mind. So yeah, let's just get right into it with Spaceship.
No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. All of these people are faking. Yeah, all of these people are faking. Stuck in the whip and I'm racing. No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. DG, tell them something they don't know. I had hits way before all the promo. Take your cameras out cause I'm about to GoPro 1. Oh, that's a million on the dot, no Kato. Feel like it when I'm spinning the dreidel. Spitting truth while you're spinning a fable. I came from Final Noses with Clado. Got to see your raps on eBay. Shovelware bars like we play. I'm $100 bill to a cheapskate. Funny how I get $100 every replay. Royalty checks to royal distress. You're royally screwed, I'm royal no less. Don't play with the boy is like, hold on. Royalty checks to royal distress. You're royally screwed, I'm royal no less. Don't play with the boy is the best. You say you're the king, but you're getting checked. And I'm getting checks, and I get respect from all of your friends. And I see your ex up in my DMs, but don't get upset. I had to reject, cause I got a friend who's more than a friend. And look at my neck, cause she got a thing for making it red. No making amends, you're making a mess. Community gated to keep out the feds and keep out the wrecks. Not open for tens, I swear that it's cheaper to leave them on red. Whenever I feature, whenever I pen, I'm blowing the speakers and leaving them dead. Stuck in the whip and I'm racing. No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. All of these people are faking. Yeah, all of these people are faking. Stuck in the whip and I'm racing. No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Yeah, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Music consuming. I'm locked in. I'm zooming. Got headphones on subway. The metro is booming, and back home I'm losing. The dishes need doing. I forgot to call up the Jassies, the Goodmans. I cook up some new shit. Show Plato and Yusuf and Judas. Impressed at the way I'm improving. I'm really the goat, I'm on top of it all. And if anyone calls, then I'll never pick up. And if pick up the phone is what you really want, then I might just go bigger than Travis and Thug. Stuck in the whip and I'm racing. No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Yeah, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. All of these people are faking. Yeah, all of these people are faking. Stuck in the whip and I'm racing. No, I can never be basic. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Yeah, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. I leave you stuck in amazement. I can't go back to the basement. Oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Yeah, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm in a spaceship. Yeah, yeah.
So what you need is an ego death. It's a very simple procedure. Just sit back and close your eyes. Dope. So that's song 1, Spaceship. Let me just make sure I can get the songs playing in order here. One sec. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's Spaceship. I think y'all have probably heard that one already. If you're somehow on my YouTube channel, I feel like that's probably the thing you've seen before. But yeah, there's definitely a lot I want to say about this song. And if anybody has any questions about it, feel free to bring them up in chat. But one thing that's actually interesting about this is this like first verse, where does it start? The DG telling something they don't know. I had hits way before all the promo, that whole thing. Especially I specifically remember the royalty checks to Royal Distress, that whole part. I wrote that almost 2 years ago. I remember I wrote it like September 2021. I guess that's more like 1.5 years ago. But I remember writing that in the studio. I was hanging out with my boy Clado, and we were just working on some random music together. And I wrote that verse. Oh, that's dope. Fortissimo 2. Spaceship got stuck in your head during your morning swim practice. Hell yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I wrote that verse like 1.5 years ago, and I've tried to put it in like 5 different songs. Like there have been because I liked this verse from the start, especially the part with the royalty checks to Royal Distress to Royally Screwed. That whole flow there, from there until the end of the verse, the blowing the speakers and leaving them dead. That whole thing, like I've loved that verse since I wrote it, but I just couldn't like find a place where it really fit in a song. And I really tried on like so many different songs. And finally I was like writing a new song. I came up with the hook about like, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. This is like, when would this have been? Probably like October or November of 2022. And I had that, and I needed like the first verse, and I was like, oh damn, this verse from forever ago 100% fits on this beat. And so I guess the life lesson here is never throw a verse away if you like it. Or, I guess this could probably extend to more than music, right? If there's something that you're proud of that you made, but you're not sure what to do with it, you'll figure it out at some point. It's gonna fit somewhere. So that verse, I'm really glad I was able to fit that in. As far as like the meaning of this song, I was not actually in a spaceship. I should say that. I've never been in a spaceship before. But the idea of this, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not going to get like too in depth into like deep meaning of the song, because there is definitely like a deeper meaning, and I kind of want the listener to be able to decipher that for themselves. But spaceship is definitely more of a character. Like it's me in a very like hyped up, like, I'm the best. I got to do everything to prove that I'm the best. I got to do all this stuff sort of state. Not really like a healthy mindset, I guess. And yeah, so that like, where do I want to how do I want to phrase it? Yeah, so then like it's mostly a hype song, right? And then the slower verse here, this verse 2, like the music consuming, I'm locked in, I'm zooming, that whole part is kind of like a more down to earth section where I'm like, there's all this stuff that like, I don't know, I'm not really doing because I'm focused too much on like being the greatest rapper ever and all this stuff. So it's really like, you know, it's an intro to the album, which the album is really a journey to become like a more, I guess, down to earth type of person. Not so worried about my ego, you know, hence the name Ego Death. And hence also the end of the song with this. So what you need is an ego death. It's a very simple procedure. It's kind of like diagnosing myself in this very amped up, like moving too fast type of mindset. Couple questions in chat I noticed. Eddie Vac says, dude, every time I have trouble falling asleep, I hear that verse from Islands. That's pretty funny. I like that. Hopefully it helps you fall asleep and doesn't keep you up at night. I really hope it's the former, not the latter. Thunderlight says, are the Jessies in reference to J.R. Cuber? Also, I've been listening to Islands a lot. It's been added to my playlist. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. It's actually the Jassies, not the Jessies. Jassy is a last name of some family members. So I'm just saying I forgot to call up the Jassies and the Goodmans. Yeah. And so, yeah, like that whole verse 2 is kind of about like, you know, I'm saying like the music consuming, I'm locked in, I'm zooming, right? I'm just like focused all on like making the best album I can make and like really keeping my head down and not like, not actually living life, I guess, if that makes sense. And yeah, so then saying I forgot to call up the Jassies and the Goodmans is kind of like, oh, I'm neglecting my family. I'm like not doing the dishes, all this stuff. But like, hey, I cook up some new shit, show my homies, and they're like, oh, it's dope, you know. I'm the greatest rapper alive, sort of vibes. But yeah, so this is really like just very introduction to the album, very introduction. It's very much an introduction to the album, sort of getting that like set up for like, oh, I'm about to undergo an ego death in the process of this album. And yeah, it's kind of just doing that through a very hyper type of vibe. But yeah, so a few people have talked about Islands already in chat, so I think this is perfect timing to move on to track 2, which would be Islands. So let me pull up the lyrics and we can get it going. And yeah, if you have any questions about Islands or even, you know, about Spaceship, whatever, anything that hasn't been answered, feel free to ask and I will answer after the song. But yeah, let's listen to Islands.
On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On my island, you can't get beside it. On my island, you are so damn frightening. On the flight back, God, I saw the lightning. Blacking out, man, where the fuck the light switch? Take me back fast, take me to my island. Stare at the ocean, days on days on days on days on days on days. When you come by, I feel like change on change on change on change on change. I need a minute alone, I need to get in my zone. No, I won't pick up the phone, no, I won't pick up the phone. This is my time and my space, taking some fruit from the tree. Stare at the moon while I eat, people might think I'm deceased. Really, I'm living my dream, I gotta do this in pieces. I know that this isn't fair, hope when I'm back that you're there. Really, I just wanna share, I know you don't really care, but I'ma act unaware, yeah. On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On the island, yeah, you know I got it. On my island, you can't get beside it. On my island, you are so damn frightening. On the flight back, God, I saw the lightning. Blacking out, man, where the fuck the light switch? Take me back fast, take me to my island. Okay. Up in the air on a 20-hour flight. Life is a game and the game is my life. Think about home and the bass hella tight, but it just can't compete with the stage and the lights. Wanna grab dinner at a place that I know, but this place isn't home. I just need to be alone for a minute, no time, so I'll skip it. Fast-paced life that I'm living. Too many days out, I gotta recharge. I'm really too far. 2 a.m. I should not be awake. 3 a.m. I should not be awake. Miss the sunrise. When I'm there, I tend to miss my love life. When I'm signed, I bet I'll miss the unsigned days and unsigned ways. And aren't I ungrateful, aren't I impatient? I need a break. Yeah. Yeah, I need a break.
There you go. Song 2, Island, is complete. Yeah, Eddie, I feel like you totally get the vibe here. Saying this song is so relatable, I overwork myself and burn out a ton. Yeah, like, so where Spaceship is like a hyped up song where I'm just like, I'm the greatest, and then there's like one slight like sliver of a down to earth moment. This song is much more like down to earth, and then there's like a hype sliver in there with the second verse about like, you know, up in the air on a 20-hour flight. Like that whole thing is very much like me still sort of feeling that like, oh, I'm doing all these things, moving too fast, you know, just trying to be the greatest sort of vibe. Yeah, what's up, Ava? Thank you for the compliment. But yeah, so this song I started working on about a year ago. I think it was May, might have been April, can't remember, of 2022. And yeah, it was very much about like just wanting to be able to retreat back to like my own islands, you know, having my own personal space, personal time, stuff like that. Not necessarily a literal island, but it can be if that's what you want it to be, I guess. And yeah, so I remember actually when I was first recording this, I was in the studio with a friend and I recorded the hook, and I think the first verse and then the second hook. So I had all that, and that was like all I had written so far. And while I was doing ad-libs for the second hook, afterwards, I just went, okay! You know, like the really loud, like super hype, you know, what kind of vibe is that? Like a Young Thug or like a Baby Keem type of okay. And I was doing that like as a joke. I was like, I'm gonna cut this out. It's a very chill sort of song, you know? And then when we went to like work on mixing it, I heard the okay and I was like, wait, that's actually pretty dope. Like, I like how that came out. So then I had to write a hype verse for the song. And I actually think that added a lot to it. But yeah, I was not planning to have like a hype verse here. I was really expecting it to be like a fully like chill, laid back, meditative type of song. But I think it really added a lot having the variety. So shout out to me for sort of joking while recording and screaming okay, because I think it made the song better. And then this song happened in like so many separate studio sessions, because then like in another session I actually like wrote and recorded the hype verse and like this second part, and then like the bridge with the on the island, you know I got it, that whole thing. And at that point I was like, I had wanted to work with Jilly Rose on a song for a while. She's a childhood friend of mine. I've known her pretty much my whole life. And she's a super talented singer. And I remember we had been hanging out like a couple months before I made this song. And, you know, I was just talking about how I've been like working on a lot of music and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, if you ever want to come to the studio, we could work on a song together or something like that. And she was, you know, super down for that. And then I happened to have this song like soon before she was coming to the studio to visit. And I was like kind of very much inspired by like 90210 by Travis Scott. And also by an unreleased song. Don't tell Jay Paris I'm saying this, but he's got a song with that's in a similar style on his upcoming album that is crazy. It's so good. But similar style, I mean like where it's a like a male rapper and a female singer sort of like collaborating. And I think that's like a super dope combo. And yeah, so Jilly Rose came to the studio. We wrote like her part. I was really just sort of inspired to not make every feature on this album like a rap verse. You know, like features can be a lot of different things. And in this situation, it really felt like I wanted the feature to add something that I couldn't do myself. Because I'm not like an amazing singer like she is. You know, and so getting that sort of vibe that really like only she could bring was super cool and really, really fun to record. And yeah, this is her first time like recording any sort of song in a studio. So that was really fun, super, super cool. She did a great job for like first time ever doing it. Like, I don't know, sounds professional as hell to me. But yeah, I really love the outro there. I think she did a really good job. So shout out Jilly Rose. She's also a tattoo artist. I think I've linked to, or I've tagged her on Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram for like the island announcement, I tag her in those. But if you plan to get a tattoo and you live in New Jersey, get one from her, because she's really, really talented at that. But yeah. Yo, what's up, Expired Cubing? Yeah, this is not Twitch. I felt like doing this on YouTube would make more sense, because it's a little easier to keep the VOD on like my DG the Artist channel afterwards. But yeah. Anyway, that's Island. This is sort of like the beginning of the actual ego death part of the album, right? Like I'm sort of starting to be more introspective and consider like, what do I really want out of life and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I need a break. And so the next song, Where Did It Go, is an extension of that. So let's continue on to song 3. If you're just joining us now, feel free to ask any questions about any of the songs, any sort of burning questions on your minds, whatever you've got in your head, and I'll make sure to answer them after the song. But yeah, we're just gonna listen to the song in full. Got the lyrics on screen, and then I'll be back. So let's continue.
I might just call up Adam on my downtime. If you don't like the way I'm moving, step up out my outline. Sorry that you got offended, this ain't that though. I ain't throwing shade, you're just being overshadowed. All this the truth, ain't no metaphor. Your SAT is my credit score. I'm with the girl of my dreams, and I saw you last week with the girl that you settled for. I am a relic that came from the future, and sometimes I feel like I'm stuck here. I rap like a bullet when I'm on the stage, and they told me you can't have no guns here. Fire flows like lava, my bank account on Big Pharma. I do not deal with Redditors drama. I got a catalog, they got some karma. Twitter be getting so toxic it's deadly. How they don't like me when I'm being friendly. All of this green just making them envy. All of this bread gone trying to bend me. Whoa, check that, 6 feet. Get back, ahead of my time like I'm jet lagged. Spending 1,000 and making an M back. I will not quit with the biggest of setbacks. I've been away, I've been meaning to get back home. Here I come. Where did it go? I was gone, now I'm back, it don't look like home. Everything changing, I want the status quo. Back to the basics, homeostasis, I'm out of patience. Where did it go? I was here just a minute ago. Everything different, everybody got a little distant, whoa. My neighbors are grown, they taller than me. Was there when they born, now they in their teens. The older one smart, they never get B's. The younger one focused on making that green. He's only 13 and making machines. I look at them both, I'm proud what I see. I swear they're my brothers, no matter the genes. They looked up to me, but now we like equals. Remember when I was in high school, he was like 9. Didn't want me to go off to college, I told him there's time, but someday I got it, but that's in a while. So you better stop all the worry, and I'm in no hurry. And then when I went, I had told him I'd see him in 3 weeks. He dealt with it well, even better than me. And the vibe never changed. When I'm back, we would meet up at 3 p.m. Show him my life is a real big flex. Younger one plotting, he coming up next. Older one working too hard, he's stressed. I could tell from the vibe that he need a little rest. But don't we all? Used to look up to me, damn they got tall. Where did it go? I was gone, now I'm back, it don't look like home. Everything changing, I want the status quo. Back to the basics, homeostasis, I'm out of patience. Where did it go? I was here just a minute ago. Everything different, everybody got a little distant, whoa, whoa.
It's a short one, 2 minutes 7 seconds. But yeah, that's Where Did It Go? Honestly, one of my favorite songs on the whole album. This one's really, really special to me, like lyrically, for a few reasons. It's really got 2 parts to it. You know, it's this first part where I'm just like rapping, like saying a bunch of punchlines and stuff like that, in this first verse. And then second verse is like really a personal story about, just watching my neighbors grow up. So yeah, my neighbors are like definitely really meaningful people, in my life. These neighbors in particular, I've known them since they were like, you know, infants. And now they're teenagers. Doing great things, you know, they're super cool kids. And yeah, right. I hate it when kids get taller than me. Yeah, I mean, I'm 5'8". My neighbors are like they haven't reached 6 feet yet, but they're, I think, like 5'10", 5'11", somewhere around there, and they're, you know, they're still kids. They're not adults yet, so they're gonna be tall people. But yeah. Oh, you're right, I should add the producers on Genius. That's a good call. Yeah, I'll do that after the stream. But this one was made by Nico Noor. I'll type his name in chat because he's super dope. But yeah, Nico Noor is great. Really, really good producer. I've used his beats a few times, and yeah, he makes really good stuff. So like when I first heard this beat, I was shocked. I was like amazed, and I knew I had to use it immediately. I was like, this beat is definitely going on the album. And there's actually an interesting story about like the behind the scenes, like how this song was made. So it happened over the summer, and I didn't have access to a studio at the time. And all I had was my room and my Blue Yeti mic, which is a pretty good mic for streaming, but not a good mic for rapping. But you know, screw that. I used it anyway. And the plan was originally like I would just use this to get like a demo. And so I recorded it so I wouldn't forget the flows and everything like that. Just at night in my room, not in a studio, not with any soundproofing or any sort of... It's not a good recording environment whatsoever. Don't do this. But the plan was to literally just do that to have a demo so I wouldn't forget the flows, and then I could record it in the studio. But then when I went to the studio to record it, I just couldn't deliver it as well. Like, there was something about the raw delivery from my room that I just liked way more, despite the worse mic quality and just generally worse sound quality. So I decided, you know what, screw it. We're going to go with this version and just make it sound as good as we possibly can, given the constraints. So huge shout out to Jay Paris for that one, because he helped me a lot with the mixing and mastering on this album. And he really worked his magic on this song, because you can barely tell this was recorded on a Blue Yeti of all things. And yeah, so trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, this song actually was like, I shared it with some friends a while before it came out, particularly Adam. He was one of the first people to hear it. Oh, I didn't mean to create an annotation. Yeah, Adam was one of the first people to hear it. I mentioned him in the song. I sent it to him, and for a while we called this song Wedger, because I needed to export it really fast to send it to Adam, and I was trying to type where did it go, but it just didn't come out right, so I typed Weger. So for me and the homies, this song will always be called Wedger. But officially it's called Where Did It Go. But yeah, I specifically remember sharing this with Adam and sharing it with Clado, who's also on the album. And they were both like really impressed by like the lyrics and the delivery and everything. And before I showed it to them, I wasn't 100% set on using the song even. Like, I didn't even know if I liked it. But hearing their reactions, I was like, huh, maybe I kind of like this song. And then, you know, since then it really grew on me. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album now. But yeah, really proud of some of the lyrics here. Like, your SAT is my credit score. I don't know if that means I've got a good credit score and you've got a pretty bad SAT, or you've just got a really, really bad SAT and I have a really bad credit score. But either way, you're not looking very good with that one. Let's see if there's anything else here. Oh, I threw a little bit of Vietnamese in here. The banh mi. I am learning Vietnamese, so I'm not just being a poser pretending I know the language. I am pretending I know the language because I'm not fluent at all. But I am learning it. I'm actually taking lessons and all that, so that's legit. The bar here, by the way, is like, I'm saying this green is making him envy, you know, this money is making him envious, but like green with envy sort of vibes. And then all this bread also slang for money. Got him trying to ban me, like, sounds like ban me, like they're trying to ban me from Twitter, because I'm talking about Twitter before. But also, ban mi in Vietnamese literally means bread. So there's the little pun for you there. And this song has my favorite one-liner on the whole album, which is ahead of my time like I'm jet lagged. When I wrote that, I was like this is it. I don't know. It's just one of those ones that I don't know if anybody else is going to feel the same way about that bar, but I remember I wrote that and I was just like, holy crap, like this is it. This is it. You know, it's one of those ones. But yeah, so shout out my neighbors for being dope and for growing up and getting taller than me. And yeah, that's ready to go. So yeah, I guess we'll just continue to song number 4, known as Ego Death. This is the title track, so it's an important one, as you can imagine. Yeah, let me just check something real quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's give it a listen.
I've loosened the bonds of blood with my own morals or lack thereof. I'm flying until I'm crashing and tears fall from a place of misunderstanding. I produce discomfort with my presence as soon as I speak my mind, so I decided it would be best if I kept my feelings inside, and that is the reason why from the truth I can only hide, masquerading behind honesty, and honestly I lie to myself at times.
I just wish I could apologize, but instead I'm in my head, I overanalyze. I regret the things I said, I know I wasn't right, but you weren't either. I can't even stop with taking shots. No tequila, I just wanna be happier for no reason, but I'm stuck with all these fucking thoughts. That's my demons. Man, I think I need a ego death. Yeah, get it bleeding, tear it all apart until there ain't. Yeah, fucking mean, fuck you mean.
Drama, self-inflicted karma.
When you're stuck in your head, what's $1 million? Commas, commas, commas. Can't put feelings into words, but I do it in reverse. Then I feel it when it hurts, yeah, yeah, yeah. Put my pride inside a hearse and just say the fucking words, cause it can't get any worse. And when my mind wanders, I feel like I'm so high that I lost my sense of altitude. I just wish I could apologize, but instead I'm in my head, I overanalyze. I regret the things I said, I know I wasn't right, but you weren't either. I can't even stop with taking shots. No tequila, I just wanna be happier for no reason, but I'm stuck with all these fucking thoughts. That's my demons, man, I think I need a ego death. Get it bleeding, tear it all apart until there ain't. Fucking meaning, fuck you meaning.
Fuck you mean it's meant to be. If we can't be, these memories ain't meant for us. Life could get a little rough. You promised that you wouldn't cry if I leave. I told you that I'm coming right back. Got a plan on my sleeve. I know I tried this, but I'm still here fighting. Demons by my shoulder, chasing after lightning. Travel through the darkness, ain't no way to find it. I just wanna know who's gonna keep my side. If I had no clout or money, would you really ride? Stuck in my head so damn much, I lost track of the time. Requested that ego death to keep me out my mind. Baby, tell me what you doing, would you really trade your life? You promised that you wouldn't cry if I leave. I told you that I'm coming right back, got a plan on my sleeve. I know I tried this, but I'm still here fighting. Toss my pride and ego out the window for the lightning.
Got some shit on my mind. I got some shit on my mind. Got some shit on my mind. Yeah.
Ego Death featuring the GOAT himself, Jay Paris. He's so good. Yeah, Jay Paris. I mean, I say too many good things about this guy. I can't say enough good things about him though. You know, he's super talented. If it wasn't for him, this album would not be nearly as good as it is. He did a lot of really important work on this album, and it sounds fire. And you know, beyond just his verse, like he did so much mixing and mastering help too. So seriously, like, awesome person, super talented guy, great friend. Shout out Jay Paris. But yeah, I mean, this song is like probably the most or second most personal song on the album, like lyrically. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to go too in depth into like actual intended deeper meaning, because especially for this one, I feel like it's metaphorical enough that I kind of want people to be able to interpret this how they want. But, you know, in general, I mean, the hook is pretty straightforward, just, you know, not feeling like you can't say sorry. you're just like, oh, it's too awkward to apologize for like mistakes you've made in the past and things like that. But then it just sort of like gets in your head for a while. This intro is also like a pretty personal part. It's kind of more in like the poetry realm than the rap realm, I would say. It's just, very much me just talking, with like heavy auto-tune on it because it sounds dope. But yeah, that's like, yeah, I don't know if there's too much I want to say about this song. I kind of want this song to stand on its own more, especially as the title track. I feel like there's a lot that can be gleaned from it, meaning wise. But what I will say is the process of making this song. I remember I wrote it over the summer, didn't have studio access for a while, and I had been like really wanting to record this for like so many days. I would just be like, I want to record this song so bad. Finally got in the studio one day and recorded it, and it was like, felt like a banger right off the bat. And the Jay Paris verse came in so clutch. This was the final thing that was recorded for this album. I think it was recorded in February, which is like, pretty late because I submitted the album in February too. It dropped in March, but had everything finalized in February. So yeah, he really got this verse ready, and like it's just a great final addition to the album. I feel like it really ties up the song nicely. And one thing that's always fun too, that you'll always catch me doing in any song where I have a feature, maybe not any song, but in most songs where I have a feature, I always want to like overlap the voices. So like you'll see on Genius here, like I've got me in bold and him in not bold. So I'm doing like ad-libs throughout his whole verse and stuff. I just feel like that's always the vibe. I love when artists do that when they have a feature and they don't just like let the feature go do the verse, like, they're both on it sort of thing. And same thing goes for if I'm featured on a track. If any of y'all are artists out there watching this and you want me to feature on a track, hit me up. And I will definitely turn that track into our track. It's not just, I'm not just going to do a feature verse and dip. So I really like doing that in general. I think that makes songs a lot more cohesive. But yeah, that's this song. Trying to think if there's anything else important to say about this one. I guess just in the general scope of the album, this is like the full-on realization, like, I need an ego death, oh, no way, we got my parents in chat. In great timing, because we've got the Mark Goodman feature coming up pretty soon. But yeah, dope. Good to see you both. And yeah, Ego Death is also one of my favorite songs on the album. I think I've noticed it's been more of a sleeper hit for most people. Like, I've been listening to the album for months now, because like I listened to it over and over before it dropped. And in the beginning, Ego Death wasn't really that high up for me. And I've noticed it's sort of like that now for most people. Like, I haven't heard too many people like freaking out about this song, but it took me like a month and a half, and then I was like, oh, okay. Like it hits different after a little while. So yeah, give this one a chance. I think it's a bit of a sleeper. And yeah, that's Ego Death. So let's continue to song 5, Storms at Night. This one is a song. Yeah, let's get it playing.
Yeah.
Storms at night, feel like a cycle of thoughts, finding me when I was lost tonight. I think that I did you wrong, and I can't keep playing along. So if you find me and it hurts, just know I hold you through.
It hurts to know that I'm the bigger man, cause I don't argue back. I used to argue every day and slam the door until it cracked. I turned 15 and realized I'm too old for that, and now I'm thinking I'm too old to act like I'm too old for that. In the end, I'm glad that I control emotions, but it hurts when I get yelled at when I sit and calmly hold it. There's a song that I go back to when my temper's getting potent, and it helps me find my peace and see my center as the focus. And I'm sorry I'm explosive, but the world just isn't fair, and it gets better once you know it. There's a whole lot of fish who never even see the ocean, and a whole lot of people who would think that that's a metaphor. The world world's too real for metaphors. I could have been a chicken in a factory. The fact that people laugh at the analogy is sad to me, and proof that they're not comfortable to think about it rationally. As soon as we look back at all humanity's catastrophes, it's actually just blasphemy. We all ignore the savagery. When I put down the pen, I'm living happily, and maybe I'm a bystander naturally. I sit and hope but never stand to see I get away scot-free. It's a travesty.
Storms at night feel like a cycle of thoughts, finding me when I was lost tonight. I think that I did you wrong, and I can't keep playing along. So if you find me in a hearse, just know I hope you thrive.
Who am I? I'm a guy who tries hard to be genuine, but hides away as soon as doubt is cast on his sentences. Opinions about as strong as my biceps. You could say a word and change my entire mindset. I'm an animal with love for other animals, and that's the one place where we might be incompatible. I won't back down from that, and that's affirmative. A loudmouth vegan man, everybody heard of them. I'm a student, but I'm never trying for an A. I'm just trying to graduate and take something away from the classes that I take. Trying to activate my brain when it's cool and avoid it when it's not. Showed up once to economics and ignored it from the start. Man, I'm in the class, but mentally I dropped it like it's hot. I'ma work for 4 years, stack the paper, then dip. My career is not my life, and if it is, I hope I quit. Goddamn, I'm a 20-something acting like a 30-something, acting like I'm 16. Living on the Twitch streams, purple when I get green. Hold up, let me switch scenes. How am I gonna feel when it's all over? Might be nothing after this, so let's get closer. I was born Jewish and I felt it as a child. I've been out of practice, it was feeling out of style. You don't get the life I'm living, want a trial? Buy some $20 shoes and walk a mile. I'm just trying to stay focused on my smile, and anything that's taking that away just isn't worth it. Should I take temporary losses for some future gains, or is current pain bound to take away from present purpose? Is the present perfect, or is it an endless circle? I'm inclined to think the latter. Why do I try so hard to be a rapper? When all of this is over, only thing that matters is that I enjoyed the journey up the ladder. Next chapter.
Yeah, next chapter. Yeah.
There you have it. Song number 5, Storms at Night. Oops. Got song number 6 playing there for a second. But yeah. So this one is actually I think it has the oldest lyrics on the album in it. So I mentioned earlier that Spaceship, I wrote like the first verse for that in September 2021. I wrote the first verse for this, the entire first verse, in I think July 2021. It was definitely the summer, and it was just that. It was just the verse, and I really liked it, but I just didn't know where to put it. And so I held on to it for a while, again, like with the Spaceship verse. And then in April of last year, so about a year ago, I, wrote the hook, and I was like, oh, this verse totally fits with this beat and everything. And then I had this second verse that I think I had written recently as well. I don't actually think I wrote either of the verses to this beat, which is interesting. I think I adapted them to the beat afterwards. But yeah, it worked out pretty well, I would say. And yeah, it's a very introspective vibe. I talk about like being vegan. I talk about getting angry as a kid. What else? Just about like my career, things of that nature. Ava says, buy nice shoes and be kind to your feet. Yeah. I will say the $20 shoes is an exaggeration. I do have more expensive shoes than $20. 20 is a good number in a song, I feel like. But I would say my shoes are still pretty cheap. So I should get... I need new shoes. I've had the same shoes for a long time. So I'm planning on getting some shoes soon. But yeah, I mean, that's just, just a lot of stuff about my general mindset in this song. The idea is like... the idea of this song is like, it's all the swirling thoughts that you get like as you're trying to fall asleep. Just like all this stuff that's way too deep when you're just literally trying to sleep and get rest, but just all this stuff is in your head and it won't get out. So yeah, I don't know. It's a very dense song, I guess. Just a lot of stuff in here. Not sure how much really there is to elaborate on about the lyrics. I feel like generally they're pretty straightforward as far as like the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, go vegan, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's like, that's one of the things. But yeah, and also this is actually a lie. I am no longer a student. I have graduated. But when I wrote this and recorded this, I was a student. So don't at me. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to songs 6 and 7. So these two songs, Midnight Interlude and Midnight Chills, are basically the same song. It's, you know, same beat and everything. They transition into each other well. So I'm not going to pause between them because they have a nice transition from song to song. So I'll pause after Midnight Chills. But yeah, this the interlude is featuring my one and only dad, Mark Goodman. And he wrote a fire verse for the album. I've wanted to work with him on music for a while because he's done music since he was like 13 years old. And so, yeah, it feels significant to finally like do something together with him. And yeah, let's listen to both songs. Let's do it. Let me run it back slightly. We missed the first second. There we go.
Allow, accept, trust, have faith. Don't resist life. Stay in the eternal moment, the magic moment. Keep your thoughts positive. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want, and you will manifest your dreams.
Midnight chills, 15-minute thrills. Close your eyes again, swallow darkness, don't need pills. Where's the source? Where's the source? I don't know. At the center of the globe, on a mission for the goal. Where's the source? Where's the source? I don't know. It ain't enough and I can't even make it up. Take the fruit and pour it in a paper cup. I'm waking up, I'm vibing out of my life. I got my doubts, I might be high, I might be down, but when you fight the current, only gonna drown. I'll make it out. Make it out. Gotta make it out. Make it out. Yeah. Midnight chills, flames around these hills. Close my eyes again, sometimes I don't know what's real. Where's the source? Where's the source? I don't know. It's okay, we got times to replay. We got vibes in the bank, we got signs, it's okay. It's okay. Finding the gold in the mountains, keeping an ounce for the rations, giving the rest to the masses, treating the cold like a passion. Thick as diameter fabrics, help me stay out of the traffic. Call it intuitive magic, feeling it deeper than following habits. It's a sign of times, all the things we idolize. Look up to the sky, see the past and future lights. Ascend, ascend, ascend. It's all a broken chandelier, yeah. That's why we should take advantage while we're here, yeah. Take a minute, make a mess and make amends, yeah. I ain't perfect, but I got some perfect friends, yeah. I'm on a spaceship, yeah. Look at this life I'm chasing. My island's invaded. Where did it go? Ego left with Satan. Storms got me thinking about changing. Chills in all these places. Gotta get up. Gotta get up. Gotta get up.
There you go, Midnight Chills. I might have paused it slightly before it ended there, I think. But yeah, there you go. That was Midnight Interlude and Midnight Chills. So Midnight Interlude, of course, featuring the wonderful My Dad. I love what Ava said, Goodman greater than Freeman. Yeah, no, my dad's definitely given us like the Morgan Freeman on Heroes and Villains energy there. But yeah, it sounds really good. Fun fact about Midnight Chills, which I've like mentioned briefly on this channel before. This song was actually intended for Hello World, my album that dropped a year ago. So this is also an old song. This is like the oldest, like pretty complete song, I guess. Or like the one that was like the one that had the whole structure settled longest ago, I guess. And at that time, it just didn't feel like it fit on the album. But I always liked the song and I always wanted to bring it back someday. So when I was working on this album, I thought, does this fit in with the concept? And I was like, it really does. Like, if you pay attention to the songs around it, there is like a very intended meaning of this song. And yeah, definitely like it totally fits in with where I want it to be. And then so I just tweaked the lyrics a little bit, and like, you know, re-recorded all of it and everything. And yeah, then we got Midnight Chills out of it. So one thing that I added was this whole ending section that I'm on a spaceship, look at this life I'm chasing. So one thing you might notice about that is that this references the song titles of all the previous songs, right? So first song is Spaceship, then Island, then Where Did It Go, Ego Death, Storms at Night, and then Midnight Chills. And then the next song is Get Up. So that's also here. But yeah, so that was like an addition to make it really fit in better with the context of the album, I guess. And there's actually a little hidden secret in those lyrics that I will only say once, and I will say it here. So listen now and listen good. Right after I'm on a spaceship, I say, look at this life I'm chasing. There was originally, song 2 on this album was originally a song called Look at My Life that is not on the album anymore. I cut it like a couple months before dropping the album. So I actually included another song in those lyrics that is not there anymore. Maybe someday I'll drop Look at My Life. It felt like it wasn't up to par with the other songs on this album, so that was why I got rid of it. That said, it felt more like the whole song wasn't on par with the album, but there were parts of it that I really like, and I would like to come back to. So, Look at My Life may be a future DG the Artist single. Maybe it'll be on the next album. Who knows? Maybe it'll never be released. But there's something there. It just wasn't in this state where I wanted to have it on the album. I also just realized when I started this stream, the color of the wall behind me was a little different. I guess it got darker. So let me make the lyrics easier to see. That should be a little better. Anyway, yeah. My mom votes for dropping it. Sounds good. Maybe. The thing is with if I do drop it ever, I would change it a lot. Because as it is, like, I don't want to drop music that I don't feel like is up to par with the other stuff I've put out. And so I would only drop it if I've made enough changes to it where it feels like it's really good. And where I'm like, I gotta put this out. So it could happen someday. It definitely could. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to do this once in the video and never again. If you're watching this now, drop a like. I see we're at 10 likes and we got 6 people watching. I don't know if all 6 of you have liked, but drop a like. Anyway, that'll make it easier for people to find it, I guess, later on. Who knows what likes actually do, but yeah, like the video. Dope. Anyway, next we have, I think that's all I wanted to say about this song. Actually, no, that's not all I wanted to say about this song. When I recorded it for the first time, when I was planning on including it with Hello World, I remember I was like just lying on the floor at like midnight in the studio. It was past midnight. And hence the name Midnight Chills. And I just felt really drowsy and like not able to think straight and stuff. I get really stupid when I get tired. And so I wrote like all the lyrics and everything just in that one session in this very like hazy state, which is sort of why the lyrics are like very not very literal, I guess. You know, it feels very like ethereal, if that makes sense. And yeah, so I just remember recording this with Clayto in the studio because he made the beat. Shout out Clayto for making this dope beat. And my girlfriend Tian was also there when we recorded, so that was pretty fun. That version of the recording is not the one on the album, but that was where the song first came to be. So fun fact about that. But yeah. Anyway, this is really the Clayto section of the album because he produced Midnight Interlude and Midnight Chills. And he is the feature on the next song, Get Up. So let's listen to that. But yeah, shout out to my dad, shout out to Clayto for doing these songs. It was super fun getting my dad in the studio for the first time. And yeah, that was exciting. One thing I will do, I'm going to run Midnight Chills back like a few seconds, just get like the final few seconds of it because it transitions into Get Up in a pretty cool way. So yeah, let's do that. And yeah, 3 songs left on the album, so let's get into it.
Gotta get Get up, 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 get up. 7:30, vision blurry. I got a jet. I'm in Jersey, let 'em worry. I got a rest. Get up, 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 get up. 7:30, vision blurry. I got a jet. I'm in Jersey, let 'em worry. I got a rest. Get up, get up, get up, ayy, get up, 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 get up. Living my life as a minimum, I will not suffer a little of ridicule. What I spit always original, you just like how can this always derivative? Here is the visual, this is my time, and they tryna split it all, still in my prime, so I ain't divisible. I'm with my girl, she wanna get physical, that is a ritual. Ayy, yeah, what? 200K on your wrist, that's pitiful. You wanna watch me cinema? Go and getting political. Going off, you getting off. You want it all, I get it all. This beat, like edible, I'm unforgettable. I meditate, I levitate, I get a plane, I send it off. Hold up, I get a call. Play-Doh, turn up the decibel.
You pick up the phone, that's crazy. I don't let them get in the word. My number is do not disturb. If you in a church, say that for the birds. I come from the curve and the curve. The coldest a courier killer that you haven't heard. I ain't doing no posts, no captions. Ain't sending no shots, still snapping. Me time is a full-time job. Please get off my job. I'm balancing homies in class. Taking my girl out to dinner and telling her I got a pass to work on my art, stack up this cash. So think, if I gotta handle all that, how could I ever make time for your wait? Me and DG on a new way.
Don't do what you say. But like 2K, yeah, second or loose change.
Build up the vote with the loves that I roll, man. I think they gon' build me a new way. Diving in the money and I'm stacking these chips up.
I don't need a Uber, I ain't call that lift up.
Drive around the corner, better pull up in a big truck.
Everybody hit me up, but when I'm gonna get up. 7:30, vision blurry. I got a jet. I'm in Jersey, let 'em worry. I got a rest. Get up, get up, get up, ayy, get up, 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 get up.
Shout out Origami for making one of the craziest beats I've ever heard. Yeah, Origami's a really cool YouTube producer. I found this beat, I think like over summer of 2022. Can't remember exactly. And I knew once I found it that I have to rap on this. Like I heard the beat and I was like, this goes crazy. And yeah, so then I ended up writing this song, and that's that. One thing you might notice up here, up here, it says featuring Clayton Alex. Who's that? That is Clayto. Clayto is dropping an album April 21st under the official artist name Clayton Alex. So I'm gonna have to go through and change all the stuff on Spotify and everywhere to Clayton Alex and not Clayto. I'm still gonna call him Clayto because that's what he is to me. But but yeah, Clayton Alex is dropping an album April 21st. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna like I don't know. I gotta announce it on here or something when it drops. But definitely like follow him on Instagram. I think it's at Clayton Alex Music. Not entirely sure. It's a picture of a dude in a tree is his profile picture. But yeah, I always got to work with Clayto though. Like he and I have been making music since I guess like over 3 years now. Pretty much since we've been friends, which is like we met in college about like 4 years ago. So yeah, like he's just the homie, and like I don't think if I can help it, I'll never release an album without a Clayto feature. His verses always go crazy, and I feel like when we make a song together, it just is always like, such a hype vibe. Yeah, this song is a song that's very different from Spaceship, but has a similar energy to it. Like Spaceship and Get Up are definitely the two like highest energy songs on the album, but they have a very different energy. So like whereas Spaceship, I'm kind of like trying to move too fast and be the greatest rapper of all time, whatever, all this sort of nonsense. By Get Up, which is like later in the album, sort of post Ego Death, I'm realizing that like I just want to rest. I don't care. I have to get on a plane at 7:30. Doesn't matter. I'm not getting on the plane. I'm in Jersey. Let him worry. I gotta rest. Is like sort of the vibe with that. And the whole verse is about like how I just want to live my life, do my thing, hang out with my girl, hang out with Clayto. And then Clayto's verse is about like, my numbers do not disturb, he's not letting people get in his way. One lyrically interesting thing on this song, so I guess as you guys have probably noticed, like not all my songs are clean. I do have quite a few songs that have curse words in them, but this song, Get Up, is clean. And it was funny because like Clayton did some things in his verse where it's like borderline. It's very borderline clean. Like this is clearly, if you want to chirp, save that for the birds. It's intended to be, if you want to chirp, save that shit for the birds. But we like creatively censor it with me going in the background, which is kind of fun. And then one other fun thing he did that I thought was really creative was where he says, "Stack up this cash, so think. If I gotta handle all that, how could I ever make time for you? Wait, me and DG on a new wave." So this is supposed to sound like, how could I ever make time for your ass, right? Like he's saying, how could I make time for you, your ass, that sort of thing. But he, also creative censorship there, just being like, how could I ever make time for you? Wait, and then rhyme with wait after that. So kind of a cool way to switch up the rhyme scheme there. So shout out Clayto for that. I think he's a very talented lyric writer. I really like his verse on this. Like whenever this comes on in the car, I'm just like screaming his verse. It's so much fun. And yeah, his album's coming soon. It's actually his album's a very different style from this, and like from Jersey Flow and this, from all the stuff you've heard us do together. But it's crazy. It's so good. The part where his bar goes over yours at the end of his verse is cool. Thank you, LF. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, we had a lot of fun with that. It was funny when we first recorded this. We didn't know how we were gonna make the verses like combine, or like how we were gonna make them like fit into each other exactly. Because he had like up to me and DG on a new wave, and then I just started rapping after that, rhyming with new wave, right? And then he thought of this stuff, but like, I don't know, we didn't really know how we were going to do this, like diving in the money and stacking these chips up. I don't need to Uber and calling that lift up. We didn't know how we were going to do that part really. And it took a lot of like messing around in the studio with me, just like trying every different position for all these verses and stuff. And what we ended up coming up with did involve some pretty cool overlap with this, like out in the UK and the fill up the vote with the lines that I wrote, like those two combined was pretty cool. And then with these parts with the Get Up going on behind them, was pretty fun. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like it gets the right energy. This is like definitely the most hyper song on the album. Just like a lot of vocal overlays and stuff, that was really fun to come up with. It feels like this was kind of like just a creative endeavor, manifested in like a 2-minute song. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's Get Up. Let's we've got 2 songs left, then we're gonna end the stream. But this next song is super duper special. Circle Circle Square Square, featuring the one and only homie for life. I think I have a few homies for life. but one of the homies for life, Adam Vetzer. Let's listen to this. If you haven't like listened in depth to Adam's verse before, or if you've never heard the song before, Adam goes crazy on this, and the craziest thing is he's not a rapper. Like, I mean, he's a rapper now, he's on the song, but he's, you know, he just writes lyrics for fun. But his verse is so creative. So pay attention to the wordplay and stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, let's listen to Circle, Circle, Square, Square. This is a fun one.
Circle. What the fuck? Circle, circle, square. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Circle, circle, square, square. I don't fucking care. Circle, circle, square, square. I don't fucking care. Grow a fucking pear. Circle, fucking square.
Okay, what? Tell him.
I got caught with a Glock and a gap, big ass stick, and I swing like a baseball bat. He's back, a juice bar, Jewish Bojack, shoot the rock, so hey, they call me Jumanji. She go both ways, Shohei Ohtani, sponsor chain, call that shit Dasani. Walk of shame, she tastes my pastrami.
Hey, what?
Show up high and get hired, even though I'm impaired. No jobs left for you, it's a career unfair. Promotion, pay stubs, gonna paste more zeros. Stick to school shit, rule shit like Nero. Godfather flows, I'm the anti-hero. My shooter speaks Spanish, rob your De Niro's. I go to your mamas, I'm doing the taxes, I'm getting the commas. I'm stacking up racks as you counting your wins. I W2, accountant's your fam, accountant's a Jew. Don't flex your lease bands like that shit is new. You're still a dependent and you're 22. I have a dependent's my cat. My shooters stay active, I write off my gat. I keep shit 100, your mama's a whore. You keep shit 500, you're standard and poor. Money to my day ones, distributed properly. Every year I'm hopping brackets like distributed property. Keeping that green, don't report to the feds. Shout out Yoshi, fuck the IRS.
Now that I got that press, it's back to what I do best. Last night I was stressed, tonight I get rest. Look at me, I got lit. I'ma make a few M's, and if you wanna hit, 100K for the pen. Ay, took a thou and I flipped it. Double up on those digits. You thought I was tripping, then you must be tripping. Deleting you off of my friends list. All designer like get 100K for that fit. Man, it's great to be rich. I'ma hop in that whip. I'ma pull up on Big Jersey flow. On the way home, it's unfrozen. I'ma shine like a neon sign, but my business ain't open. Matter of fact, it's all personal. Hit me up and I'm curving you. I'm going up no matter what. I should ball with that vertical. I'm so sick, it's incurable. My precision on surgical. I'm so sick, it's incurable. Yeah, my precision on surgical. Bitch, what? Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Circle, circle. Circle. Circle, circle, square, square. I don't fucking care.
Shout out Adam for real. His verse. Oh my god, his verse. He said, okay, hold on. Let me pull something up real quick. Let me just give me 1 minute. He said, the guy said, one sec. Sorry, I gotta do this manually. It's gonna be a minute. Actually, oh, here we go. Okay, we got Microsoft Paint pulled up. Okay. He said, every year I'm hopping brackets like distributive property, right? So here's the deal. When he said that, one sec. He said, money to my day ones, distributed properly. Every year I'm hopping brackets like distributive property. Okay, the distributive property in math. Say you have, let me make this big. Say you have 2, and then you got some, actually, you know what, let's make them square brackets. You got 2, and then you got, say, x plus 5, right? Okay. How would you simplify this expression, you might ask? Well, okay, you multiply 2 by x, and then you multiply 2 by 5, and then you add those, so you get 2x plus 10, that doesn't matter, 2x plus 10, whatever. Okay. So every year I'm hopping brackets. He is hopping tax brackets. Every year he's getting more money and his tax bracket is higher. Every year. Like distributive property. Because what do you do in the distributive property? You're hopping over those brackets. This is why Adam made me look like a feature on my own song. Adam went too crazy with this. It's unhealthy. We were in the studio with friends of ours after a Rubik's Cube competition, actually. It was me, Adam, and Renato. And Adam had written this verse, and he was like, I gotta show you this. It's so good. And I was like, all right, let's see what you got, right? And we've recorded some stuff before, but this verse was definitely like the best one I had heard from him so far. I was like shocked, like blown away by this one. And so, yeah, we made the song, and then, you know, we were kind of just not doing anything with it, sharing it with friends and stuff. And then as I was continuing to work on the album, I was like, you know, I want this song. And so I'm very grateful to Adam for letting me use his verse on the album. It means a lot. His verse is amazing. He really made me look like a feature on my own song, but that's okay. It's crazy. It's so good. He said, what else did he say? He said, I have a dependent. Dependent's my cat. He's writing off he's treating his cat, his pet, as a dependent. He is committing tax fraud on a song. That's crazy. All right. Final song coming up soon. Thank you everybody for sticking through this live stream. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Appreciate that always. Appreciate the support. And of course, check out the album on all streaming services and everything. It's everywhere. So if you like what you're hearing today, go listen to it. And we've got one song left. It's called Still Alive. This is a sad song. TM. So let's listen to a sad song together, and let's try our hardest not to cry. And then I'll talk about the song, and then if people have any other questions about the album or anything, if you have any questions that come up in your mind, now's the time to ask them, because I will answer after the song, and I will never answer questions again for the rest of my life. Let's listen to Still Alive.
Sunday afternoon, it's a cool breeze. Fall leaves falling through the window to the front seats. Next to me, red light. Tell me that she with me for a century. Speakers up, it's that song that got me saying rest in peace. I am by your side in the sky at 105. Got it booked and finalized. Let's not drink so we can drive. Cherish our 1,000 nights. Keep it going all our lives. I've been stressed, but we've been fine. 'Cause I've been on this wave, yeah. I've been on this wave, yeah. I'm just on this wave, yeah. Trying to find my way, yeah. I've been on this wave. Hours on the porch, ghosts around your shoulder. Sun is going down, kids have gotten older. Dragonflies said that the rain is coming soon. Stay out either way, just to see the moon. Lay out on the grass, call me to the door. See you from afar, I can't hear you anymore. I know we had it good, I hope you love our home. Can't help but feel the worst for leaving you alone. And I can tell you now, there's nothing after this. We'll never drive again, we'll never stop and kiss. I'll never hear the song, you'll never say goodbye. Can't tell you I was wrong, or hug you while you cry. I feel your hands again, I think you're by my side. I reach out for a hug, I think I'm still alive. Love you with my soul, ego to the side. Take you in the car, let's enjoy the ride. Been on this wave.
there you go. That's the end of the album. Yeah, that one is definitely an emotional type of song. I guess, like, to give a general idea of what it means, and people can interpret this one how they want to, because I feel like there's some metaphorical aspects to it. But the idea of, like, the second verse in particular is that I'm talking from the perspective of being old and dead, and leaving behind my girlfriend. And yeah, exactly. I died in the last one. Yeah, you nailed it, Elif. But yeah, sort of like, it's just like speaking from the perspective of being like no longer alive, and like how I feel leaving her behind and everything. And then at the end of the song, sort of realizing, I am alive. This is all like a story from the perspective of not being alive. And so I should like enjoy this life while I'm here, ego to the side, and just focus on the good things. So yeah, like, good things like all the people in my life who I care about and stuff along those lines. Yeah, that is the end of the album. Let's see if there's anything else on my mind. Well, if you haven't listened to the album before, now you have. And if you want to listen to it again on your own time and actually hear it all through without me talking in between, you can go to bit.ly/egodeathdg, and you'll find it on all streaming services there. Or you can just search DG the Artist on whatever streaming platform you use, and it'll be there. I guess final thoughts, tell your friends if you enjoyed it. I'm really trying to push this album and make this, I'm very proud of it. It's definitely my proudest work musically so far, so I'm like, unapologetically trying to push this and get people to hear it, and yeah. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. Yeah, hopefully my wife at that point. Hopefully, yeah, if if I'm dating somebody and I'm 105 years old, I guess we would have been dating for 80 something years at that point. Probably should be married. But yeah. Shout out my girlfriend Tian for being the inspiration for that song. And yeah, that's the album. More music coming soon. Next song I'm gonna drop is gonna be called $5,000 Boat. It goes crazy. I can't wait for you to hear $5,000 Boat. It's intense. And I think you'll enjoy it. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm gonna leave this live stream up. I might have to like cut it or edit it or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try just keeping it up as it is and see how it came out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any thoughts on the album or anything that you want to express, feel free to message me on Instagram or leave a comment on this video or whatever. Always happy to hear what people think of my music. It means a lot that people care enough to listen. So thanks everybody, and I will see you someday in the future. Oh, it kind of looks like the album cover. Like,